Hello and welcome to Sir Atkinson's Film Club, where tonight we take you through our new set or the kitchen because my family are in bed and I don't want to wake them up. But big news in the film world tonight as the Oscar nominations are in. I always find the Oscar nominations night is a night where you can catch up on the stuff you haven't seen because obviously there's so many films out there and so many things you want to watch that you just don't get the chance, and this sort of can help you narrow it down. So getting straight into it, the biggest nod of the night in some people's eyes, the Best Picture. We have some films that I've seen and actually I've done reviews of, such as Licorice Pizza. We've got Belfast, CODA, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, which is a little bit of a surprise to me, being a computer game adaptation, but very worthy of its place in there. We have King Richard, which I thought was excellent, and I actually think Will Smith is in with a shout for Best Actor. We have Nightmare Alley, which I reviewed quite recently, so you can catch Nightmare Alley and Licorice Pizza. I'll leave at the end of this video so you can check out my review, see what you think if you haven't caught them yet. We have The Power of the Dog, and we have West Side Story. West Side Story for me, I don't think is going to win it. It was shot beautifully. It didn't really need to be made, especially the way it was made. Looks brilliant, but didn't move too far away from the original. So I'm not sure how much artistic merit it's going to gain, but who knows. I've only seen half the nominations, so I don't really want to pick out what I think will be Best Picture yet, but I will say King Richard was an excellent performance of Will Smith, told the story of the Williams sisters, and that's, worth telling, modern day icons and probably all-time sporting greats. Licorice Pizza for me was a fun movie that took you places, but possibly not strong enough to win Best Picture. Nightmare Alley is something that stuck with me and I'm still thinking about it a few weeks later, so maybe that's got more merit than I originally thought. Without seeing the rest, I'm not sure though. Don't Look Up is a 2-hour metaphor basically for climate change, which is acted well, has some funny parts, but maybe not Best Picture worthy. The next few weeks for me are going to be catching up on all the films I haven't seen yet which are nominated. The best part for me is when Oscar night comes around, being fully informed of all the pictures that are out there. So when the awards are given out, I can have a true opinion on whether I think it's worthy, whether I don't. Can you just nominate something for me? Can you nominate that like button? And if you're liking the content that I'm making, can you also give a little nod to the subscribe button? Just down there. Thank you very much. So for Best Director, we've got Spielberg, Hamaguchi, Ryûsuke Hamaguchi, I think I'm saying that right, apologies. That's for Drive My Car, which I'm yet to see. Spielberg for West Side Story. The Power of the Dog with Campion. Kenneth Branagh for his, I don't want to say biopic, but autobiographic movie Belfast, told through a bit of a rose-tinted lens, which I'm catching this week. And then Paul Thomas Anderson's Licorice Pizza. The ones that I've caught from there, definitely you can see why the director has been nominated. I can see Paul Thomas Anderson more likely getting Best Director than Licorice Pizza getting Best Picture. I'm looking forward to catching The Power of the Dog. I've only heard good things about this one, so Jane Campion's apparently knocked it out of the park, so this could be her year for Best Director. Best Actor, we've got Javier Bardem, Benedict Cumberbatch, Will Smith, Andrew Garfield in Tick Tick Boom, which would be quite interesting to see him pick up something where he would be known not as the guy who's played Spider-Man, which, undeservedly so, because everything he's pretty much done, he's done brilliantly. An Oscar's going to sit in your trophy cabinet forever, but more importantly, you become part of cinema history. I actually hope, because I think Will Smith's portrayal in King Richard, the Williams sister picture, I think he played the part brilliantly, changed his appearance. He brings a load of emotion to the part, but also brings a lot of emotion to the audience. I watched that as a dad, as a sports fan, as a film fan. Every emotion that he could have pulled, he did pull from me in the audience. And we have Denzel Washington in The Tragedy of Macbeth. I've heard mixed reviews on that one, so I'm looking forward to catching it, see how good it is. Denzel never lets us down in a role. He doesn't always mix up his range, so it'll be quite interesting to see if he has done on this. And if he has, that might be why he's got a nomination. Everything I've seen Denzel in, I've been impressed, and it's Denzel Washington. I'll tune into a movie because of him. But for some reason, when I think of great acting performances, I'm not sure anything stands out of his. He's just a solid 7, 8 out of 10 actor that knocks it out of the park every time. Best actress, we have Olivia Colman back in there again, doing it for us Brits. Lovely to see. I still think her best work was in Peep Show, which is a British comedy, but we haven't got time to talk about that. But check it out if you haven't seen it. Jessica Chastain in The Eyes of Tammy Faye. I haven't seen that yet either, so that's another one. I'm going to be watching movies non-stop for the next few weeks already. Nicole Kidman in Being the Ricardos. Kristen Stewart is one that stood out a little bit for me. Now, I've worked with Kristen Stewart actually on The Last Charlie's Angels. What stood out for me working with her was how much she was willing to throw herself into things that she's not comfortable. I know Charlie's Angels is, it's a lighter piece. It was directed by Elizabeth Banks. I worked on it in Germany and Turkey. But anyway, she's not a big fan of horse riding after an accident she'd had in the past, and was asked to do some horse riding for this movie, which, she doesn't have to do that. She certainly could have avoided it if she really wanted, and she really nailed it on the day, and it came across on the camera. So I have a lot of respect for actors and actresses who can do that, and she certainly has it. She's in for Spencer, the Princess Diana piece. I've heard the movie's not great, but her acting in it's good. And finally, we have Penelope Cruz in Parallel Mothers, which I haven't seen yet. Another one that I'm going to have to watch. There's going to be a lot of movies that I'm watching for sure. But Penelope Cruz has been, in so many big movies for so long. She's always going to be there or thereabout. I don't have time to go through every nomination on this video, so I thought I'd hit the bigger ones that people speak about more. The best animated feature is something that people always speak about, and I feel like over the last few years it's certainly spoke about almost with more credence than it used to be. I don't know why that is, but having children myself now, I certainly pay more attention. But I think the quality has raised a lot in the last few years. This year we have Encanto, Flea, which I'm yet to see, Luca, The Mitchells versus The Machines, and Raya and the Last Dragon. Raya and the Last Dragon, which is a Disney movie, they don't do bad animation. That stood out for me for its animation. It was a little bit different, had a lot of moving parts. Where it was set in all the different parts of China made that a beautiful thing to watch, but actually the story was great. And it was about, trusting other people ultimately. We're all part of a tribe, and we're all just humans. And I love the underlying message in that one. Encanto, which is most people's favourite at the moment, partly because the soundtrack's so good. Lin-Manuel knocking it out the park again. My one problem with Encanto, and it's not the fact that my daughter's made me watch it about 35 times, is the underlying message in Encanto is somewhat odd to me. Now, you have this really lucky family, ultimately. They've been gifted with superpowers, and the crux of the film is they look like they're losing their superpowers, and then the village, who are just, normal people, help them rebuild the house and they get all the superpowers back. Now, it's fun, and I look it too much into every movie, but the underlying message is like, privilege prevails, or that's how I took it away. But didn't stop me enjoying the movie. I just surgically look into everything. I think Encanto has a chance. Luca's one that I really liked, partly probably because I could identify as being a young lad at that age and only getting into mischief. But the animation was great, and the story took us somewhere else, made us look in an Italian town, the little scooters, the food, the people. I love when animation makes you feel like you're somewhere in real life, and certainly made me want to go back early. Out of all of them, I'm yet to see Flea and Mitchell's vs. the Machines. Raya and the Last Dragon, I think, is the front runner out of the ones I've seen, but let's see on Oscar night. The best cinematography nod, Dune, Nightmare Alley, we had Tragedy of Macbeth, The Power of the Dog, and we had West Side Story. I've seen West Side Story, I've seen Nightmare Alley, I've seen Dune. I haven't yet to see Power of the Dog or The Tragedy of Macbeth, so it's a little difficult to speak too much on all of them. All of these are outstanding. The ones I've watched are outstanding, and they've been shot beautifully. I'm tempted to push myself towards Nightmare Alley just because the way we twisted and turned around that circus and carnival environment made me feel like I was there. It was showing things that I hadn't seen before, but you were up close, you were far away. I really liked that. Dune was epic. I think Dune will win other things, but I don't think it will win Best Cinematography. Not because the cinematography had any problems, I just think that West Side Story and Nightmare Alley maybe deserve it above that. Best Original Score, this is one where I think Dune probably will win. It was epic. There's Parallel Mothers and Canto, which, you know, that is very catchy. In fact, people who I know don't have children, I hear singing them songs. So it's definitely soaked into the zeitgeist and people are talking about it. I hear it on the radio. I haven't watched Power of the Dog yet. Don't Look Up, I can't. That score doesn't stand out to me. Now, maybe I'll need to watch it again, but I'm trying to think of that movie and the score's not something that comes to my mind. Dune is definitely, I remember leaving the cinema and it absorbed into my bones, that score. So I think Dune might walk away with that one. Anyway, that's just a quick roundup of the main stuff. Let me know what you think. Who do you think's going to win? What do you think they're going to win? And I haven't looked at every nomination category here just because we don't have time to do it. I tried to pick out some of the highlights. But if you want me to make a video on something else, please leave a comment and I'll make a video. I'm enjoying doing it. Hopefully the editing's getting a little better and it's a little bit more palatable to watch. If you do like what I'm doing, please hit the like button. If you like the content that I'm making, hit subscribe. I'm really enjoying doing this and I love movies, so an excuse to watch more of them is brilliant. So that's just a quick roundup done of the more spoke about categories. There's plenty of categories that I haven't mentioned, you know, the shorts, hair and makeup. There's quite a lot of categories that are worth speaking about, and maybe I'll do another video on that if there's some interest. But if you do like the content I'm making, please press like. If you like the channel, please subscribe to me. I'm going to be making more videos, all film and TV based. I did say I was going to do Sing 2 with my daughter. I still plan to do that, but she went and saw it without me and I haven't had a chance to see it yet, so that will be incoming. Just thought I'd do a little Oscar nom roundup as the news was announced today and I thought it was pretty relevant. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching my channel and I hope to see you soon. Much love.